Hi guys, this is a new channel called Drunkmunch. It's all about teaching you how to make food for when you're drunk or hungover or even broke. I'm going to be teaching you today how to make pizza pasta. The ingredients you see on screen aren't essential, but they are the ones I'm going to use today. You can mix and match and even take things out. You're going to want to start with boiling your water because this can sometimes take a little bit of time. As you can see throughout the video, it does take a while. However, I'm going to start with trying to show you some butter. It goes out of frame, but that's alright. You're drunk, you don't really care. You put it in there, slab it in there, wait for it to melt. The only issue with this meal is you have to keep an eye on it because you don't want the butter to burn. You never want a burnt taste in your mouth. I'll always say this and I'll never deviate from it. It doesn't add flavour and it doesn't add to the colour. It is just burn. You're going to want to keep stirring so it doesn't burn, as I've said, and then you turn it onto a low heat and you put in your flour. As I've put at the start, the flour, you put 2 tablespoons in and then you start stirring. It's going to go into a thick consistency. This is absolutely fine. It can go from one way or another. It depends how much flour and how much butter you put in, but in my opinion these measurements are the best way to do it. And then you're going to put in your milk. Right, so I will say I forgot to actually put in all the milk. I put in a little less than I usually would, but without realizing it would actually turn solid. Whilst I'm stirring the ingredients and sped it up for you because it does take a while, I will just have to say that all these foods that I make are things that I make when I am hungover, mainly not when I'm drunk. But you can make it when you're drunk. If you come in, you just want some pasta. You probably have some sauce saved up in the fridge because you can put this in the fridge if you have any left over. And it's just easy just to put over some pasta, warm it up and just eat it. But it's absolutely fine. Look, I'm trying to show you the consistency on there like an idiot. It's a bit out of frame, but you can just see what it looks like. And then you put the cheese in. Now when I put the cheese in, you do realise it turns really thick, and I didn't want it thick. That is not what you want because you can't really stir it in as best as you can, especially later on when you put in the mozzarella. Now this meal is absolutely stunning, especially when you're making it. It smells gorgeous. Honestly, the smell alone is a 10 out of 10. However, when I was making this, I couldn't really smell it as much as I'm used to because I measured out the ingredients beforehand. Usually I just do it freehand because I'm not really fussed on how much I'm putting in because you just don't care at the time, especially when you're trying to not care about what you're making. This is a specific meal for not caring. So whilst I was talking, I put in the herbs and I put in the extra milk. You can kind of do that as you go. Just make sure you get a consistency that looks somewhat like a thick sauce. Not too thick that it's stodgy, but not too thin that it's watery. You want the in between. You want a nice, thick, creamy sauce by adding the soft cheese. I did this earlier before the mozzarella because it makes it have a certain colour and taste that you want, and it actually helps with the creamy consistency. Then I just put in the mozzarella, which also helps with the stringiness of what you want because you want it to be like a pizza consistency for the toppings. You can add meat to this, but I did a vegetarian version because I know a lot more people will be interested in seeing what you can do with the vegetarian way. And all you'd have to do is cook up some chicken, some bacon, or some chorizo and just stick it in there and it'll be exactly the same. You're going to want to keep stirring this cheese sauce because it gets stringy and sticky, and you don't want it sticking to the pan and burning because that really just ruins the whole meal, and the whole effort of this for the 5-10 minutes you're stirring it will be wasted. Then you're going to put the pasta into the boiling pot of water and you're going to keep stirring throughout. Halfway through, you're going to actually stir the sauce as well, just making sure it doesn't stick and burn at the bottom because the pan is still hot. You can either put it in a bowl or something to pour in afterwards, because all you're going to do is pour it into the pan later when the pasta is cooked. This is what you want to see with the pasta. It doesn't have to be fully cooked, but I like to fully cook it because all you're going to do later is mix it in on a low heat. So then you're going to drain it and then you're going to put the sauce on top. You don't actually have to do this. You can just cover your pasta at the end, but I like to mix it all in with the tomato puree or paste, however you want to call it, and the rest of the herbs, so it actually infuses all the flavors in, because it won't have the same effect. I've tried it different ways, and the best way is to actually mix it in before you plate it up, because that is the best way to get all the flavors incorporated into the pasta. As I carry on stirring, I just want to say thank you everyone for watching. I want you to like, subscribe and share everything you see here. I really hope it helped, and I'm new to this, so I really hope you did enjoy. Thank you, and I'd just like to say goodbye as you see the rest of my pasta. Bye!